everybody, and thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Brookport Best Friends Podcast. I'm your host, Brian, and this is Brad.
Hello.
And today we'll be doing the same thing we always do, talking about it, things that pop into our head for the next couple of hours. How'd your week go? Let's jump right into it.
Jump right on in on episode 10.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. We've only been doing this for about 2 months, and I'm like, what episode are we on? So yeah, it's 4 a month. We're on 10.
All right. But no, every day at work, I just kept praying that I didn't get picked for a route. And then the one day I thought for sure that I wasn't going to go out. They magically, a bag appeared with my name on it. And then that day, I run up on somebody's porch, and apparently Yellow Jackets.
Oh, no.
My arch nemesis, the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, hell no.
They tagged me on my ankle and on my right arm.
Nah, that would have been the end of my day. I think I said that before, but the moment I'm stung, that's the end of the day for me.
I forgot how bad it didn't hurt like super bad, but it was annoying enough.
Man, that is a sharp, burning pain.
Uh-huh.
And I hate it. It's like, you've been fucking stung when you're stung.
Oh, yeah, and big old red welt down there, and my arm was tingly for a minute, and that was actually after I had rolled my ankle a couple of times, stepping on a rock, and then the ankle just goes sideways.
I've said it before. We're at that age where we need to be in desk jobs. We need to be in like management or something like that, where it's like, yeah, all that risk is for young people who can run and jump and get away from problems. It's like, I can't run or jump. I can't fucking jump. I can't run. No, I can't be dodging dogs and bees and hornets and snakes. I got to be sitting on my butt somewhere.
No, I did see a snake on somebody's porch, but it was a little rubber snake.
Oh.
And it scared the ever-living shit out of me. And I was like, oh, wait, you got me.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, they had one of those Ring door cams like everybody's got now.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, all right, let's watch him. See his reaction.
Oh, snake!
Nah, I just kind of looked at it intently for a couple of seconds to realize, are you real or not?
On my walk, I saw a huge ass, like, I guess it was a corn snake. The one that looks like a cottonmouth, but isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like just slithering along the road. I was like, uh-oh. I got a little closer to it. I was like, what in the hell is that? It was like, oh, it's just a corn snake. Now you stay where you're at, and I'll keep on going. See you later.
Yeah, we did that down here at the flood wall.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big old coiled snake, and I didn't get close enough to see exactly what it was. But I was just like, you stay over there, I'll stay over here respectively, and we'll just go about our day.
Yeah. I'm fine with wildlife just as long as we have a mutual respect for one another.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of so the wildlife, they're like, hey, I need to get a closer look at this thing. I'm like, no, you don't. You need to stay where you're at. Bees, no.
They don't care.
No. The wasp will just get up in your face and be like, how you doing?
Now, I see honeybees and just bumblebees floating around. They don't bother me.
No, they do go about their business, but wasps are, I think we've had this conversation before on here.
Wasps are assholes.
Yeah, they specifically see you, notice you, remember you, and are like, hey, I've got something for you. Why don't you come over here?
I can sting more than once.
Yeah.
Remember that.
The gift that keeps on giving. It's kind of, I got to follow up. I got to follow up to a story I think I told last week about the guy that was pestering me on my walks.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guess what the outcome of this has been?
That you didn't go help him work on his house.
That was, we didn't. I mentioned that last week, but guess what has happened?
What was that?
I have not seen him since I told him to piss off. I was seeing him every day on my walk for months. Hey, buddy, why don't you come out here and help me work on my house? It took that one time saying no, and I have not seen him. I go at 6:30, I go at 6, I go at 7:30, I go at 8. I don't ever see him. So he's completely abandoned the road and driving up and down it since I said no. So it wasn't about him having to get out there early and get things done. It was, hey, this guy is free labor. How can I pester him and guilt him into coming and doing bullshit for me?
So he decided not to try to rope you in now.
No, I guess the hard no. You got to just tell people, fuck off sometimes. Hard no, brother. I ain't doing that.
Public service announcement. Just say no.
Yeah, I looked for him. I was like, he's gonna show up. He's gonna pester me again. I know it, but no, he never did. The one no, he doesn't even go get breakfast at the gas station no more. I guess.
Oh,
Or maybe he's dead. I don't know.
Or moved because nobody would help him fix the house up. He was like, well, it's a shithole. I can't live here anymore.
Yeah, no, he was building it from scratch. Like he's like going from the ground up. So he signed himself onto a project that is normally a crew of people only doing it himself. And I guess he was going to goat rope someone like me into it. And I was like, nah, no, I'm specifically disabled for a reason. It isn't because I got too much time on my hands. I really wanted to do labor for free somewhere. I was like, you know what? Getting paid to do bullshit, not for me. I want to do it for free, and I want to even make it worse than the job I'm doing now.
Construction is not easy.
No, it's not.
And hats off to everybody that makes that their profession. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's not for me. I ain't doing that.
I was usually the guy that would just hold the board while my dad cut with the skill saw.
Yeah.
That's as far as I got into it.
Mine was always getting roped into helping my dad try to build his Harley.
Oh.
And he'd be like, hey, give me that 6/18 wrench. And again, I'm probably 8 or 9. I'm like, I don't know what the hell is a 6/18 wrench is. I just grab around and this one? No, stupid. It's like, brother, I've just now mastered multiplication. We're not into fractions yet. I don't know what a 6/18 is or a 1/3 or any of that crap.
Metric versus standard.
Yeah. This one has 2 M's. This one should be the one you want.
Because doesn't most automotive things, isn't it mostly in the metric?
I think so. Like, well, a lot of our manufacturing has been outsourced to
Correct.
China and stuff, which does use millimeter.
Correct.
So, yeah, I believe it is. So, but he was building it from parts he'd buy online and put it all together. And again, I had no interest in that. I mean, I can think of better things to do on my Saturday than sitting in a hot, sweaty garage turning a wrench on a fucking motorcycle I'm not going to be able to ride myself. So it's like, what am I getting out of this other than yelled at?
Experience. Then you can make your own one day.
I was a mechanic in the Air Force, and I'd never want to touch a fucking wrench again. I never want to do any of that stuff. I know this is not a field that I'm freshly plowing here because I've talked about it before. But mechanicking is one of the most hot, sweaty, miserable jobs you can do. There's no way to do it cleanly. Like a carpenter, you can get sweaty, you can get hot, but you're not going to be covered in axle grease and fucking oil by the time you end the day. You a mechanic, you might as well go ahead face first into that damn transmission fluid because you're going to have it on you at some point.
Remember lava soap?
Yeah.
So if you're a mechanic, you need to have like a ton of that on.
Yes.
Hand.
In the military, it's called Simple Green.
Oh, yeah.
And it is the same thing.
Yeah.
And I scrubbed myself raw of that crap every night before I went home.
Oh, excuse you.
Excuse me.
It's okay.
I got asthma.
No, we're smoking in here.
Yeah. But no, there's no way to do that cleanly. And it's just a hot, miserable job. And you're going to lay underneath the car that's filthy. And it's just, I hate it. But anyway, I hate that. The moral of the story is I fucking hate it.
So you're not going to go into a new profession in auto mechanic or construction, roofing, or anything like that?
No, I'm not. In fact, I'm not going to do either of those.
I don't blame you.
I mean, I don't want, if I've done it before and they don't pay very well. And like I was at one point like a certified diesel mechanic, and they're like, oh, you're going to make big bucks when you get out. And I was like, I'm not making no bucks because I never want to touch a fucking socket wrench again.
When I worked at the liquor store on the south side, there was a gentleman that would come in, and he did that. He was a diesel mechanic, but it was the kind where if a semi was broke down on the side of the road, they'd call him out
Yeah.
at all hours of the
Yeah.
day and all hours of the night.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, it's good money, but it is a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah. And this isn't like a vehicle that you can just be like, well, get behind it and push it to the gas station. We'll work on it there. You're working on that sumbitch on the side of the road because, like, you got to get the tow truck. That is another diesel truck to pull it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have that, I mean, what are you going to do?
And the trailer, too.
Yeah. You are screwed. So, no, I want nothing to do with that. Excuse me.
Yeah, but he seemed to like it at first, and then about a month or two, I'd see him periodically coming in on the weekends, and he could just tell he was.
Yeah. No.
He was like, man, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, there's easier ways to make your money. If they're paying you a lot of money and it doesn't require a lot of education, it's because they're going to be working you like a government mule to the point you fall down dead and you're going to be hot, sweaty, and exhausted 99% of your time. And they're going to do it for long hours. So they're going to get their money out of you one way or another. It ain't like they're going to be like, here you go, sit in this air-conditioned room and watch whatever you want for $65 an hour. That never happens. I mean, I've been looking for that job since I was born. I ain't found it.
If anybody knows of that, please let me know.
Yeah, if you're hiring for someone, professional nap taker, I'm your man. I have years of experience.
Same here. Same here.
Professional boob masseuse. I'm also skilled at that. You let me know if you pay well enough. In fact, I've been known to pay for that myself. Just kidding. Anyway, yeah.
No, we were talking a minute ago about what was I saying about the sound healing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I could get into something like that.
That's like the not homeopathic, but I think that sound healing is real, but it's not like, you hit the, what do you call that thing that vibrates?
Like a tuning fork?
Yeah, that, and you suddenly cure cancer. It's like, for people with Alzheimer's, hearing music from their childhood will invoke memories and they'll start remembering things, which is a strange thing, but yeah, that's real.
The brain is a strange thing.
It is.
Mine doesn't work half the time.
Yeah. Mine works pretty well, but I forget things and it's not wired right sometimes. Sometimes it tells me to poop in the middle of things that I don't want to be pooping. But, it is what it is.
No, I was in Grand Rivers and Gilbertsville yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Both start with G. And there was a guy from work. He came and picked up some boxes off of me to help me out on my route.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, I just came from. Where did I come from? That's how my mind works.
I just came from my house. Where do I live?
I was just there. It starts with a G. I can't. Too many. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was on my route. It is my job. I should know where I've just been, but my brain didn't work.
No, I have that condition that's called disassociative daydreaming or whatever. So like I half the time I'll be functioning, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm at.
I wouldn't call that a problem.
It is when you can't turn it off, and I can't turn it off most of the time. It'll just happen. Like I can't focus on studying. I can't focus on anything for too long because the moment I get bored, I start daydreaming. I'm bored all the time. So I'll just be like, oh, I need to write a report. And then the next thing I know, I'm like halfway down the road and I'm like, how the hell did I get here? What am I doing?
Well, now they're calling that ADHD, but I don't believe that.
Mm-mm.
I don't believe that at all.
No, ADHD is not being able to focus, like, because it's like, what's that over there? What's that over here? You are aware of what's in the room and what's going on. It's just you can't monofocus on one single thing.
Yep.
Disassociative daydreaming is I'm not even aware of what's in the room with me half the time. Like my mind's somewhere else. Like I just start daydreaming about like, oh man, that'd be really cool if I kind of want a hot dog. What if I opened a hot dog factory? And then from there, I'm like, and then I'll build a ship and we'll sail to Norway. And then I'm like, I'm 5 miles down the road, just took off walking. And I'm like, where in the hell am I? What's going on? Like, I have that problem a lot. And if I get stressed out, it goes into overdrive. Like, I cannot stop it. Like, I've walked, I don't work there no more, so I don't give a shit. I've walked off post and not known it before because I was so disassociative daydreaming. And I came to and I'm like, I'm in the fucking bathroom. Uh-oh. And I'd ran back to post and no one knows.
What?
I was stressed out and angry about something the manager said.
Yeah.
And that usually was put me into like 9-5 overdrive mind time where I'm just like, you want to fight, motherfucker? And suddenly I'm in the bathroom suiting up for my MMA match. I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be at post. And I run back there and I disappeared. No one noticed. I was so lucky.
What?
Like, they were all the time, man, you pace a lot. It's because I'm not in control of myself. I'm just walking because my mind's somewhere else.
Well, I've noticed that when you're on the phone, you will pace.
I'm done if I'm on the phone. I'm talking about something. I'm just, I'll take off outside and be like, I'm hot. Why am I so hot? It's hard to, I can't turn it off. Like, I cannot turn it off.
I can't turn it off when I'm trying to go to sleep. That's when the circus really starts in my head.
I have to be in that state of mind to go to sleep. Like, if I'm not daydreaming and disassociating with the world around me, I can't go to sleep. Like, they gave me pills for my anxiety and it cut that off. And it got so bad, I was not able to sleep but 1 hour a night. And I was like, I can't sleep no more. I got to come off this stuff. So they took me off it.
Anti-anxiety?
Yeah.
I figure that would make you kind of more mellow and like, oh, I can lull myself to sleep now.
Well, like anxiety. Hold on, let me clear my throat. Is anxiety. A lot of it is that you're replaying things inside your mind, and to keep you from doing that, the pill basically numbs you to that, and it quiets your mind down. Well, that also means the disassociative daydreaming stops. You're like, oh, that's a great thing. Now you can focus. No, now I can't think of anything, and I'm just sitting there like, what am I doing?
Staring blankly.
Yeah, normally this is where my mind comes up with a plan, and I have a direction. And as harebrained as it is, I can sort of bring it back down into reality and get a path. But if I don't have that, and that's how I go to sleep, is I'll lay down and I'll start concocting a plan, and by usually about step 3,835 I fall out. I'm unconscious.
So it got rid of essentially your internal monologue.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I was listening to something the other day and they were talking about maybe 40 to 50% of people don't have an internal monologue, and that got me doing what you were just talking about, because then I was like, well, maybe these people are NPCs.
I think that too. Like, I can't imagine not having an internal monologue. Like, with people that are like, there's people that are like so off that if you know how you ask them not a rhetorical question, but I forget what it's called. How would you feel if you hadn't had breakfast yesterday morning? And they can't possibly fathom this question, but I have breakfast every morning. No, but how would you feel if you didn't have breakfast? But I have it every morning. They can't make that assumption. They can't dream the what if. And that's such a weird condition to have.
The what if.
Yeah.
See, that's where I live.
Yeah, me too.
I live in the what if, and I also live in the, well, if I could go back and redo knowing what I know now. I do that all the time.
I do that. My favorite is, what if this, and if I do this and this will lead to this. And then I'll be from like, all right, if I cook myself dinner, and then suddenly I'm like, and now I own a record studio. That's usually how my daydreaming goes. It's like, just like with the podcast, I was like, I'll start a podcast and then I'll make movies. How the fudge did you get from that to that?
I mean, it is a linear progression, I would think.
It's sort of all over the place, because it's like, all right, start the podcast, get popular, start making money, use that money to invest in more equipment, start making the videos and this and that. And eventually you build up to where like now I own that building down the street and I employ my friends and we all have a happy life. That's the goal I have for everything.
We were a bunch of creatives. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
And it really spawned during the wrestling thing. You could really tell everybody was
Mm-hmm.
all on board.
Oh, I had so much fun with wrestling. That was being Zombus was so fun. Like I was like, oh, I get to be the Romanian Count Zombus. But yeah, that sort of things is like creativity. And my always thing was like I never had the means to make it manifest. I only had the dreams, never the means, and I hated that so much.
Well, you were talking about making a movie.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
What kind of movie would you make?
A stupid horror movie.
horror-
Like a campy horror movie.
Horror genre.
Horror comedy. That's the goal.
Ah, yes.
Like, like what was that Leslie Nielsen movie, Dracula Dead and Loving It, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Oh,
Sort of like
okay.
classic campy horror, but just a joke.
I was heading towards, what was it, like Army of Darkness, and what was the two before that?
Yeah, those are the same thing basically.
The Bruce Campbell movies.
Yeah. I do something like that. And I want to do a Mystery Science Theater 3000 sort of show too, and I got a lot of dreams like that.
I wanted to bring back the like the Porky's, the coming of age stories, comedies. I guess Superbad would have been the last one.
Yeah, but I'm too fat and old.
Yeah, we couldn't star as
No.
the leads. That's
No.
for sure. Like I don't think we could pass as a 16-year-old.
No. What was that? Who was that guy when we were growing up that always played like a kid, but he was like 48 or 40?
I don't know, but
He was the heartthrob or whatever. He was on Beverly Hills 90210, but he was old as fuck.
oh, I can't remember none of them.
I don't remember. All of them were old.
They were indeed, every single one of them. They were in their 20s at least.
Yeah. High school's so rough. I have to get a hall pass to go pick up my Social Security check. What was his name? Dylan or something like that? I forget. Either way, not important. I'll remember it here in 15 to 30 minutes.
But didn't you all try to make a movie at one point, like a zombie flick of some sort?
That was grade school. I'm surprised you know that.
Oh, I know.
That was me and Josh and like not eighth grade. I think it was sixth grade or seventh grade, maybe. But either way, we were trying to film a actual zombie movie in the basement of Brookport School. And Josh was like, oh, I got a great script. And we was all like coming up with ideas. He had a scene in his mind and there was no script. And I was the zombie and I think someone else was the zombie. And he poured green Kool-Aid into my mouth, and that was supposed to make me come back to life. And there was no dialogue, and there was like this setting was just like, well, just lay in this chair. I was like, oh well, the idea's there, but it kind of needs fleshing out. And then the second scene was us sitting at the cafeteria table, and I was back alive as the zombie man, and I was supposed to act mad, and I did. And there's no dialogue written, so everyone just sort of sat there looking around awkwardly.
Were you inside the cafeteria at school filming this?
Yeah. Yeah. And
well,
I forgot which teacher let us do that, but it was pretty cool. It was like, yeah, you can spend 5 or 10 minutes filming every like Friday or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And we did it for like three weeks maybe. And the teacher was like, there's no script, there's no plot. You guys don't know what you're doing. Which was true because, again, Josh had promised us the damn moon. And I was like, I'll be in it. That's cool.
Well, that is pretty cool because I have not been in a movie.
Yeah.
But I do remember Steven and Lucas doing that. Remember the Spider-Man cartoon maker, movie maker?
Yes, that was awesome.
I remember they were doing all kinds of stuff with I can't remember what they were doing. It was like action figures of some sort. They were
Yeah.
making movies out of.
Oh, I did that too. Was Stone Cold Steve Austin action figures.
And now Robot Chicken was like the biggest show there for a while.
We did it first.
We were ahead of the curve.
And I didn't have any equipment to like make music or sounds or anything, so it was all my voice doing it. I was doing stop motion with Danny Smock, and I was like, do 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 do. We'd have to stop and like I'd move it with Stone Cold forward a little bit, and I'd pick up like it'd cut wrong because we were just hitting stop and play and stop and record. So it'd be like do 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 whoop ass. My head would be like barely moving the finger. It was goofy, but it was fun.
Well, you picked like the hardest movie genre, stop motion animation.
Yeah.
For like 1 minute of film, it takes like 2-3 hours of prep and setup time.
At one point, I just threw Stone Cold onto the other figure in the little WWE ring, like barely tossed it. And it fell in. I was like, yeah, that's good enough. Let's call it.
I wonder if that video still exists anywhere.
It was on VHS. Last I heard, it was at Danny Smock's house. That was before he moved. Like, he lived out in Unionville first, then he moved to Unionville also, but further out, and I have not seen it since. Then that tape is probably gone.
I know, but man, I would love to see some of that Spider-Man movie maker that Lucas and Steven did. I wonder if he still has that.
That's a good question. That might exist.
He's a pretty good records keeper, I will say that.
Yeah. Lucas has kept a lot of stuff. Steven's apparently kept a lot of stuff too, but you can't get him to make copies of it. He'd be like, hey, Steven, make me some TWF copies. Okay. And you never get it.
Well, you can take all that stuff and dump it on digital now. They had companies that would do that for you.
Steven did do that a lot for the CPW stuff. Like, there's a YouTube channel online now for CPW that still has all that old stuff all the way back to where we were throwing each other on the deck without padding and hurting each other. That I will admit, he did do that, and that was great. Like, a lot of the stuff might be damaged or sort of like low quality, because again, this is the era of VHS camcorders, where the camcorder was like as big as like a pro camera.
Oh yeah,
and of course they cost like $300-400, and at the time in the 80s and 90s, that was like $2,000-3,000. So your parents are always like, hell no, I ain't letting you use that. Are you stupid?
Yeah.
And it's like, why did you pay $300 for something you only record Christmas gift openings with? I mean, this is no, we're not going to go back to 1989's Christmas to watch me open up my G.I. Joes ever again.
I don't remember our family ever having a video camera.
No, mine didn't either. No. Like my dad and grandma didn't even bother to take pictures of me. So there's nothing. Like, I don't even think there's school photos. There's one photo of me, and that was like running with Josh behind me, and then there's another photo of me in like maybe 6th or 7th grade. But nothing past that.
Well, I kind of wish I still wouldn't have found that picture I've got in the other room of me in that weird looking straw hat.
Yeah.
Looks
Old
like
Duffy.
I'm in a barbershop quartet type hat.
Yeah, he looks like you just finished singing for the barbershop quartet and sitting poolside.
And if you pull up my kindergarten class photo, I've got like a nice little suit on. Got my red tie and my blue coat.
Business suit, Bradley.
By the book, Brad.
Famous entrepreneur of kindergarten, Bradley Kennedy.
Well, what was his name? Bacchus.
I don't know.
Do you remember? Shoot. Anywho, he had on a suit also. I think it was just him and I.
Mm-hmm.
He had a red coat. I had a blue coat.
For kindergarten?
Kindergarten, yep.
Man, we did like Brookport. You were lucky to comb your hair for, and even then they were like, "What sort of a wuss are you to comb your hair for photo day?"
Yeah, you got to realize though, I had only been to Brookport in the kindergarten for 3 days before I moved over to Unity.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, "Well, I got to make a good showing. Let's put that suit on,
get the old bow tie going here." And
Jonathan Bacchus, I think his name was.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I was just thinking about this the other day, like how many people have come and gone of our like early life, and you
Oh
never
yeah,
see them again. And you're like, what in the hell happened to those kids? They were just there, and then one minute they're not.
there was a bunch of that.
Yeah,
When the parents they'd be like, "Well, we're moving,"
yeah,
and then you just lose all contact. You're like, "Hey, do you remember so and so?" Like, nope,
yeah,
no, I don't.
yeah. I had a good friend that I considered my best friend, and it was mainly because he had the same first name as me, Brian. I was like, this guy, me and him were destined to be best friends forever. And he just moved in like fourth or fifth grade, and I'd call. He moved to Mount Vernon. I was like, hey, what's going on? Oh, nothing. Well, okay. I'll see you later. That's the last time I talked to him. I was like, well, I guess that's the end of that.
Yeah,
Goodbye, friend.
but I have forgotten about more people than I can remember.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Yeah, there's I've had a few people that have been constants in my life, but other than like you and Nick and Danny and people have came and went. Like I'm kind of afraid some of them got murdered. Honestly, I'm like that kid died.
I would have heard about that
Yeah, well, not here. I think they went somewhere else
if
and
they
got murdered.
moved off and
Yeah,
yeah.
like there's one girl that I'm pretty sure was like in hiding from her dad, and I think he found where they were, and they were gone by before the school year ended. Like they moved somewhere else. I was like, oh shit, where'd they go? That was in sixth grade. So it's like, man, that poor girl probably got caught and died. you know,
Let's hope not.
I hope not, because I liked her, but she's gone. Goodbye, Kelly. I don't remember your last name, but you made an impression on me wherever you are.
I hope all is well and you are alive.
I hope that things are fine. But anyway, yeah, lots of kids came and went. Life was kind of like that. Like there's a lot of veterans that are like, man, those people that I served with, I'll never forget. And I'm like, man, I barely remember the name of three of them. Like I did not attach myself to those guys because it's like my favorite sergeant I remember, Sergeant Brown, and my best friend from my first duty station I remember. But like other than that, I was like, these dudes are getting deployed, disappeared, they're discharging. I'm going to be moved every 2 years. Don't grow attached. And that's the way I treated it.
Don't get attached.
Yeah.
That is what they told me whenever I started working at the assisted living home.
Yeah.
Because it's like having your grandparents, just a big building
Mhm.
full of your grandparents.
Yes.
Don't get attached.
Man, that's again, we're about to talk about hospital stuff. And that
Oh,
was
yeah.
one of the things that I learned real quick in the hospital too is don't grow attached to nobody. They're
Yep.
either getting discharged or you're going to be carrying them out to the mortician one way or another. Had a lot of that.
You want to get into that?
Yeah, sure, I guess. We could either talk about that or grade school failures, and we've talked about grade school failures. So yeah, there'd be times when like greet an older person coming into the hospital. I'd be the lobby guy in the atrium. I'd be sitting down there. I'd be the person that greeted them as they came in. So I'd be the first person, the first hospital employee they saw, and then I'd be going up to their room on the next shift to take them to the morgue. I'd be the last hospital employee they saw. So, and I wore all black, so I got the feeling like I was actually the angel of death in this fucking hospital. I fucking hated it.
That is kind of a weird way to look at it, but yeah.
Yeah,
I get
you
it.
were
I get
my ugly ass face is the fucking angel of death. Am I gonna be okay? I don't know, man. I just work here. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna push you to the cooler later.
Yeah, brother, I'm going to be lifting up your body and putting it on the slab and sliding it into the cooler here in a week, and I am not enjoying it. I hated it. So yeah, there's many a times I had to, carry people to the morgue, and I had like saw them come in. I saw their like if they had a memorable family, I'd be like, oh, I know where that person is. I know what floor they're on. Blah blah blah. And it was like, oh no, I'd walk in and see them all crying like at the start of my shift. I was like, well, I know what I'm about to do. and it'd fucking suck every time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh no, because it was during COVID too, so the family could not be with the person as they're dying, and I hated that so much because I always had to be the
Yeah.
person telling them, no, you can't go be with your grandma or grandpa or your mom or dad because, you might get sick, and it's like they're up there dying of cancer. It's not fucking contagious. Let them go see their fucking loved ones.
I would be the one to be like, oh no, they got past me. I don't know how that happened.
There was a couple times where I was like, bro, I'm gonna let you stay here for up to an hour later. And the nurses are going to bitch at me for several like minutes, but I'm going to be like, dude, just let them. They're good people. They're not causing a fit. They're not fighting. They're not cussing. They are angels compared to the normal shit stains we get in here. Let them sit with their loved ones just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And I'd be real slow about doing my job when those people came in. But the ones that were like assholes and talking down to me, I'm like, bitch, it's 10 o'clock. It's time for you to get the hell out. I don't care. Get out. Get out of my hospital.
But I never understood why you couldn't be up there with them. I didn't get it. I mean, they're dying already. And if you give them a cold, what's it going to matter?
Well, the fear was that COVID was going to spread from the patient to the visitor. And then the visitor would be in there sick. But it was like, these are like 20, 30, 40-year-olds in the prime of their life. They're not going to die of COVID. They're not going to die of the flu or whatever. If that was like some horrible, like infectious disease, like, bubonic plague or something like that, I'd understand. But this is like, they've had their shots. They're not going to drop dead from COVID. Be honest with yourself. They're not going to do it.
Did that ever happen? Just people falling over?
No.
From COVID?
The elderly people did die from it.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to say that's not true. I do know that, but
young people, I barely saw any young people in the ICU or CCU with COVID. In fact, I saw none. A lot of people up there were older, and they were there because, if it wasn't COVID, it was going to be something else.
Right. The word that kept getting thrown around was comorbidity.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what that meant at first, but I guess it just means they've got other shit wrong with them.
Yeah.
And this super flu came along and just attacked whatever was actually going on inside their body.
Yeah, the proverbial nail in the coffin there was the COVID. I mean, they were on the downhill slide. The COVID was just, the one that came along and bumped them from behind and pushed them all the way down the slide.
Yeah.
And a lot of those things, it was like they're 89, 90. Are you really preserving a life here? Are you really like doing them any favors by not letting their loved one in there to be like, I miss you, I love you, goodbye? And that I hated that part of the hospital. I hated that part of the fucking security work there.
Because then you're looked at as the bad guy.
I was the bad guy. I was the person that took the fucking abuse for the nurses' like decisions and the doctor's decisions. Because they don't stick around to get yelled at. They got to get them out of here. And then they walk off. It's like, oh no, you gonna sit here and be the punching bag for these people. You wear the stupid lady. I'm making $20 an hour. How much of this do you think I'm gonna put up with? I'd be like, listen, I'm sorry. I understand you're upset, but the doctor and nurses have said that it's an infectious disease. You can't be in here. You have to get out. And then they'd be like, well, maybe let one or two of them at a time go in. Lady, the disease doesn't go, there's only one person in here. When there's three, I'm going to spread. It's like, just let them in. You're being a stupid idiot.
But I don't believe I could have done that job. I applied for it. They didn't pick me, and I'm kind of glad they didn't.
It is a tough job.
I couldn't look somebody straight in their face and be like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, you can't. I just have a hard time with it.
It wasn't easy. Like a lot of times I'm going to say that I resorted to cruelty because of how much I hated the job. And it was like, I hate doing this. I don't want to be in this situation. So I'm going to be in listen, you can't be here. You have to get out. But they're dying. I understand You have to get out. And it's like, you can't argue, just get out. I fucking hated doing that. The mental toll that takes on somebody is pretty high. Like, there's a lot of times I was like, just quit. Just throw your shit on the ground and walk out. Yeah. And it took a lot to keep me from doing that at times, mainly because I didn't want to lose my house.
Well, yeah.
The paycheck was paying the bills, and there's a lot of times where the job was actually kind of nice, but...
Is that why you went back to Honeywell?
Yeah, that was the whole reason, is because I was so tired of, like, I'd haul corpses. I was working nights, so I never saw daylight. I was fighting with homeless people, like, once a week. I was fighting with, like, visitors or patients just as much. So it was, like, nonstop negativity and hate for something I had nothing to do with. And I got so sick. I had a bit of a breakdown at one point where I was like, I'm done. And I just didn't go. I went on vacation. I was like, I'm done with that job. I'm not going back. And that's what I did. Other than that, man, the job was decent. I mean, it wasn't horrible.
I don't know. I don't think I could. I don't like confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And even trying to explain something simple to somebody,
mm-hmm.
I would trip over my words and be like,
yeah.
And then my brain would quit working, as you know, I've stated before, and that happens.
It is a tough thing. Like the first couple, like I'd say the first month, I had situations where like that. I'd be like, "Are you just like it's the hospital's just like you gotta go," and they'd be like, "Why? What's going on? What have we done?" I'd be like, it's just like that guy said. It's like that ain't a very good answer. Like once I got used to it, well, I never really got used to it, but I was like, listen, the hospital closes, like visiting hours are from 6 in the morning. Well, I think it was 8 until 10 o'clock at night. It's now 10:05. They played the announcement over the thing at 9:45 saying you got 15 minutes to get out. We're past that time. I'm sorry. You have to get out. And they'd be like, they're dying. We want to stay with them. I'm like, I understand. And then I would be like, listen, stay here. I'm going to go have words with the nurse. And I would go and talk to like the charge nurse on the floor and be like, hey, that patient's at the end of life. Can they just stay with them for a little while longer? And a lot of times the charge nurse would be like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Because it was just general, like you'd have one nurse call you up, hey, this family don't want to leave. You need to get them out. And then the charge nurse would be like, it's end of life. Let them stay. And that's what you deal with a lot. You get conflicting shit from different nurses. And like their shifts would end about an hour and a half after ours would. So the charge nurse of the first day shift would be like, they got to go. And she'd be gone by the time you get up there and be like, no, let them stay. And so you'd end up like arguing for nothing.
Ugh.
And fighting for nothing. Or a doctor would be like, nah, fuck that. Let them stay. And I'd be like, oh, thank God that doctor's here.
But you have a term for it, end of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's end of life care is pretty rough.
What is that called? Where they go in for the end of life? Hospice.
Yeah.
I've seen that firsthand, and that's kind of a messed up. Hats off to the people that do that job.
Yeah, you get. I just imagine that the nurses that do it get to the point where they're like, this is just a process. Get them in and out, and you sort of lose some of your humanity doing that.
And that shouldn't happen. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be numb to the fact of, facing your own mortality.
Yeah. Well, you see, like hospitals. A lot of people don't think about this, but ain't no one in a hospital there because they want to have a good time. Mm-hmm. Everyone is there because something horrible's happened to them. And the moment you forget that and you start being like, I don't know why these people are such assholes. Everyone in here is an asshole. It's like, man, these people have either broken a bone or they're about to have surgery and they're scared to death, or they're literally here because they're about to die. So you kind of got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to be there.
No. Ain't no one. It's not an amusement park. Ain't no one lined up to get on the freaking the. Ain't no one gonna ride the surgery table for shits and giggles. It's a tough thing.
Can we have the transporters just push us around?
Here's man. I have a story. Past 6 p.m. security at the hospital becomes the transport team too. So there's this one woman, and she was as big as she was tall, wide, and it was like she'd come in, you'd watch her walk from the parking lot into the front door, and then she'd just stop at the front door and be like, I need someone to take me. And he'd be like, oh, fuck. So I'd have to go search like the wheelchair that was like double wide and put her into it. And she was always going to the same spot, which was a hill. And I had to push her ass up this hill.
Thank God you were as stout as you were.
Yeah, I was like, well, I always try to look at it as like, well, I'm going to get a leg workout at least. There's a silver lining to the story.
Don't skip leg day.
And she would go and visit whoever she was there to visit, and then she'd be like, I'm ready to go home. And she'd expect me to go up there and get her and push her ass back down home. I was always like, nah, it's downhill. You can roll that damn chair downhill.
Just make sure to put your feet out.
Yeah.
To kind of like scoot.
Mm-hmm. But that always made me mad because it's like, you walked in here, lady. You can walk up to I think it was the 4th floor. It's like 90% of that trip's elevator. Just get in the elevator, because you get in the elevator and then you just shuffle up that little hill to whatever. And no, I need to be pushed. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to go when you want. I'm going to be up there when I get to it.
I'm on my lunch break.
Yeah. I did have that policy that if I had started my food, unless that person was fighting and someone in that hospital was dying, my radio's off. I ain't going up there to get Big Mama down from the ICU. Big Mama's got to sit on her ass and wait. Sorry.
Did you have a 30-minute lunch or an hour?
I had as long as I wanted. That was one of the benefits of that job, is like, if it rains, it pours, but if it ain't raining, it's the sunniest day you're going to have. They didn't care what you were doing as long as you were available. So, like, if I was having a good night and I didn't have a single call, holy shit, I could do whatever I wanted. I could go watch movies. I could spend 2, 3, 4 hours eating lunch. Sometimes I just go patrol floors and bullshit with like nurses and doctors and talk about different things. It was a good job in that time. Like, I was like, damn, I'm making $27 an hour to hang out with people. This is awesome. And then, Friday the 13th hits and there's a full moon.
Oh, yeah. The full moon effect.
Yeah, and then everyone's coming into the hospital to fight the guard. And that's not a night you like. And it was tough, man. When it rained, it poured. You might as well bring her umbrella because you're going to get soaked either way.
You ever have anybody streaking around that you had to go catch?
Not streaking, but yes, there's frequently old people love to strip butt naked the moment the sun goes down, and they think the remedy to the situation and not know where you're at is to take off your pants and wave your penis around at everyone in the room. Believe it or not, that does not make you realize where you are.
I mean, it works for me when I'm lost in Walmart.
Yeah.
Just shake it around and be like, oh, I'm in the frozen food section.
Yeah, they don't like it when you do it in front of the salad bar. I don't get it. But it's like everywhere else, there's generally is like, oh, he's figuring out where he's at. It's a dowsing rod.
There you go.
No, but yeah, man. I was always like, man, I never get called to like an ideal situation. It's always grandpa stripped butt naked, and now he wants to wrestle with the man in uniform. I was like, I hate this so much. Could I not have this happen one day a week? Can I just not have grandpa wrestling time? And he's going to bite, he's going to spit, he's going to kick, he's going to aim for your groin. And every time it's like, do not break this man's arm. He's a patient. It was very, like, I got kicked good one time, like in the stomach. And he was aiming for my balls. And he hit me right in the stomach. And I was like, just the act of it aroused so much contempt in me. I had to talk myself down internally. I was like, don't do it. He didn't mean to. He's got Alzheimer's or whatever. And he's sitting there, you effing bastard. I hate you. I'm like, brother, you don't even know me. I walked into this shift 35 minutes ago. And you're already wanting to stir up a fight with me. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't hurt him. He doesn't know. He doesn't know any better.
I would have a hard time convincing myself of that right there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know any better.
Yeah. Like, I had a lot of, like, restraint with elderly patients, of course. But you young and acting a fool, I'm going to squeeze you. You're going to know you've been squeezed.
It's nap time.
Yeah, I've done that 2-3 times. I told the stories about it. But man, there's a couple of times where someone was acting a fool and I put my elbow underneath their jaw and pressed a little hard to make them squeak and be like, listen, this can get much worse. Number one, there's 2 of us and 1 of you. Number 2, I'm trained to hurt you and you need to stop right now.
Did when they hired you on, did they see all your list of credentials and be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, this guy,
Yeah, they did.
we're going to put him in the front lines."
Yeah, there's a reason why I was put on effing night shift.
Because that's after midnights when all the crazies, I'm assuming, come in.
Yes, man. Day shift and night shift are like, I didn't like day shift at all. I did overtime on it, and there's so many people I felt like I was even more anxious than I was on night shift because there's nowhere I could escape to and relax on day shift. There was a person around every corner and in every room, and I hated it. Night shift, I could deal with the problem, and yeah, it would be hectic, and there'd be blood, guts, gore, and all sorts of crap. But generally, once I was done with that, I could escape to somewhere in the hospital I knew was empty and just calm down. And that was my means of dealing with it for so long.
Like a decompression room or
Yeah.
something.
Like the cancer ward was closed after 5, and I'd go in there and they had all the nicest stuff because they try to make people comfortable.
Yeah.
I'd go walk around in there because it was deathly quiet. It was always they had the AC on, so it was nice and cool. And I just go in there and sit in the dark and be like, man, I can't do this no more. About 30 minutes of that, I'd be like, all right, back at it. Or like an hour. Sometimes I'd take 2 or 3 hours. If I didn't have a call, again, I could do whatever I want. I'd go like disappear down there, sit in the chairs and relax in a waiting room. But like a day shift, you couldn't do that because everywhere's occupied. There's eyes everywhere. Administration is there judging you about everything. And it's like, listen, you pay me to take punches for doctors. Mind your fucking business.
That's what I didn't like working day shift at the casino. That's
Mhm.
when all the big wigs
Mm-hmm.
were there.
Yeah.
Air quote big wigs.
Yeah, night shift is always a different world no matter what job you're at.
It seems like that's when the party bus shows up. Because when I was a bartender, it'll always be like that. Like, yeah, some group came in last night. They hit big and they tipped everybody $200 a piece. And you're like, oh, man, I got a quarter. A tip. Man.
I served someone for 4 hours and they tipped me a Jack Chick track. That's all I got for the night.
I got some pocket lint, a paper clip, and a Tic Tac.
Yeah. I thought I got $100. I flipped it over and it said Jesus loved you. And it was a blank piece of paper. And I nearly choked that man.
Oh, have you seen those?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Man, I saw one of them on the sidewalk. I was like, yeah, score.
Yeah.
Jesus loves you.
Mm.
I know. I need $100.
You know, if I needed to read that, I could always go to the 300 churches in my community and read it out of a Bible. Could you just give me $100?
Just give me the money.
Just once. I want it to be real. Yeah, crap like that, man.
Anybody ever tip you at the hospital?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I got brought food a couple times. That was nice.
Okay. That's cool. I can see that. I didn't know if they were like, look, thanks for getting rid of so-and-so. Here's a little extra something.
Oh, no, staff never did that. Hell no. But they'd be like, hey, there's some food in there if you want it. And I was like, you bet your sweet bottom I do. Because them nurses eat good.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Nurses eat good. The doctor's lounge is pretty cool. Like, I was told not to go in there. But every once in a while, one of the doctors would be like, hey, man, get in there and get you something to drink. I'd be like, yes. Because they had free drinks. And I was like, oh, crap. It was mostly coffee. I'm like, I don't drink coffee. I just go in there. I'll just take a bottle of orange juice. That's all I want.
What do you drink?
Nasty energy drink.
What is that? You got a Bang and a C4.
A Bang and a C4, and I got another C4 in there. And at the time, I didn't even drink energy drinks. I was always like, I I ended up drinking a lot of Dr. Pepper when I was feeling down.
Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, it just tasted good. There ain't no reason. They had what is that, a vanilla Dr. Pepper, I think it was at the time. And I was like, dang, this tastes like ice cream. I love this.
Tell you what, that coconut was actually really,
yeah, that was
really
a good one.
good.
That was a good one.
I was surprised. Now,
Yeah.
have you seen the Dirty Mountain Dew?
I have, but I don't have a clue what it is.
It's a cream soda
Oh,
mixed with Mountain Dew. If you like cream soda, you'll like it.
I kind of do, but man, I have discovered something that tastes like old school Mountain Dew, though. It's called Kickapoo Joy Juice, and it is delicious. I'm being serious. It's good.
Shout out to, what was it, Kickapoo?
Kickapoo Joy Juice.
Joy Juice.
They got it at Banks, and I drink one of them for lunch. When I go in there about 3 days a week, I'm like, damn, this tastes like old school Mountain Dew. Glass bottle and everything. It is so good.
Oh.
It's made with real sugar.
They also carry at Banks the Clearly Canadian flavored sparkling water, and I picked up a few bottles, but they're like $2-3 a piece.
Yeah, I've never drank that, but yeah, Banks has got some good stuff. Man, I go in there and buy them ribs and some baked beans about once a week, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh god, yes, little Kickapoo Joy Juice.
What's it taste? You said it tastes like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, real sugar Mountain Dew from
okay.
like the 80s. It tastes so good. Like, it reminds me of my childhood a bit. I'm like, damn, this is good.
Well, you did notice, like, everything that you remember tasting a certain way, they've altered, changed the recipe.
Yeah, now Mountain Dew tastes like a car battery.
You said it tastes like battery acid.
It's disgusting. Like, I can't even, I take one drink of it. I'm like, what in the this is window cleaner. This is disgusting.
Did they bring back Surge ever?
I don't know. I don't think so.
That was another one that was kicking ass back in the day. Surge. You're like, oh, it's green.
Yeah, I drank 100 of those in high school. I'm surprised they didn't get to beat us. But guess what?
What?
We're at the 56-minute mark, so we need to take a little break.
Oh.
We'll be back in part 2 with more hospital stories and probably more talk of soda. Whatever.
Yeah, let's get back on the soda kick.
All right. Well, we will see you then. Bye. Be back in a minute.
They say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. What do you do when it doesn't even give you that? It's not easy being born into poverty. Don't even have a place to hang your hat. Every sunset a melancholy, every dawn a little sad. They can't understand why you are bitter, never get why you're always so mad. Gotta make a little go, a long way, can't stop to rest. Got bills to pay, the rent is due, and right on cue. Gotta work for a living till the reaper gets his due. Marked for the clothes, all someone else's rags. Not ever in fashion, can't afford the latest fads. You say it doesn't hurt, you learn to lie real well. Friday is always a gift, 'cause going back Monday's hell. Gotta make a little go, a long way, can't stop to rest. Got bills to pay, the rent is due, and right on cue. Gotta work for a living till the reaper gets his due. If the fridge is empty, you make a meal out of what you got. Stretching coffee, counting coins, hoping the heater doesn't stop. Every day you show up, even when the tank is low. Somehow you keep it moving, that's the only life you know. Gotta make a little go, a long way. to pay. The rent is due and right on cue. Gotta work for a living till the reaper gets his due. It can always get better.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the break and stretching your legs and cleansing your palate a little bit. But we got more sad stories for you about hospital life. Jesus.
We're going to end on an upper.
Yeah. On a positive note, I quit. That's the end of the... Oh, shit. I about knocked everything over.
It's all good. I need a new table.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's... I guess we'll just keep going with that. I was about to say something different. I forgot it before the words left my mouth, which is great.
I've been trying to think of, like, what was your most this and what was your most that, but
this is the interview of me.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of the shows turn into that. I'm sorry, but
well, my jobs have been so boring over the past 20 years that there's really nothing worth, like, other than the porn store. I mean, the liquor store was kind of lackluster. The casino was kind of not much going on that you really want to talk about. Like,
all your stories should have the potential for the party bus to arrive. Never did, I guess.
Well, the casino especially. That's where the party bus, the 6 o'clock bartenders would come in, and it seems like they could do anything and everything and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that they would also make the most amount of money. Because during the day shift, that's when all your grandpas and grandmas would come in during the day, you know, and get your quarter tip here and there.
The desperate, downtrodden, and diseased are the only people that come into the casino at day. Is that what you're saying?
And then at night, that's when everybody that's at work is like, well, let's go out, grab a few drinks, play a few slots, get on the tables.
Yeah.
And then that's where the money was at.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to deal with it was hectic. It was even more loud and crowded, and
I applied for the casino once and for security. And then I heard all the horror stories about it, and it was like one of those, like, I'm not doing this for longer than a month or two. I'm just doing this to carry me till I find a better job, because that don't pay very well. Like,
no,
not as the security guard at the casino, like the what do you call those guys, the game marshals or whatever, the actual cops in the casino.
Oh, they were ex-state troopers.
Yeah,
it's the IGB, Illinois Gaming Board.
Yeah, that probably pays pretty well, but
yeah.
As far as the turd that stands there with his arms behind his back going, "Oh, have a good game, sir. Hey, you'll really enjoy it." And you have to make sure, oh, someone dropped the chip. I'm going to stand on it so no one picks it up.
Oh, yeah.
That goofy shit, that paid like $12 an hour, I think. No, it was even less.
Yeah, if I found money, you had to go stand on it.
Yeah.
Call security.
And
one day, one of the guys was just like, "What do you got?" And I moved my foot, and it was just $1. He's like, "I didn't see nothing."
You lucky.
And he just walked off, because I'm sure there's paperwork, and you gotta call up to surveillance, and you gotta be like, "Hey, surveillance, I'm so and so at such and such, and we got a recovered money," or whatever their code word for it was.
Yeah.
And it was just $1, and he's like, "I don't care."
Why are you sweating?
If it was $100, well, because, you know, by the book Brad, gotta. Oh my God, I just couldn't pretend I didn't see it.
Yeah, see, I'm the same way. I'd have been like, "Yo, that's the $1 it's going to cost me my job. Someone's going to make an example out of me if I pick that thing up."
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, it's like I would have done the same thing, been like, "Yeah, it's a penny, but technically that's the penny that'll cost me a paycheck, so I'm going to turn it in." Yeah, I was the same way. I'm still the same way.
And that's when I was doing EVS. I was the janitor.
Oh, hell no. Like I could, like the security at the casino, I was like, I'm not willing to do, but let alone our friend who worked at the casino in EVS too told stories about, Asian people coming into the casino and drawing poop swastikas on the wall for good luck. And I was like, nope, they would have found my cart sitting in that toilet right next to the poop swastika and I'd have went home. I'm not cleaning that up. That's disgusting.
There was a lady we called the poop bomber.
Oh no.
And she would always wear a big flowery dress. She was a pretty plus size woman from what I heard. I've never seen her because she was always on the night shift. She'd sneak from the boat over to the hotel to use the bathrooms over there because they had a special bathroom for the hotel guests, and she would just tear it up everywhere, just all over the floor, the wall, the seats, every morning.
Why didn't they ban her?
I don't know. She might have been like what they call the diamond player or 7-star.
A whale. the whale.
She's technically an actual real whale. Yes.
Yeah. A whale they can milk a cow basically.
Like, well, she does spend about $100,000 a year, so we can.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we can put up with cleaning her shit up every morning.
Like that. If you are a gambler, you're going to have to explain that one to me. I cannot understand why anyone would spend $100,000 a year in a casino. Because you obviously know exactly how much you're winning. You ain't walking out in ahead. So why do you keep dumping money into it?
Yeah, no one's leaving there in the red.
No.
Or black or whatever the term is.
Yeah, if the casino played out and paid fair, they'd be out of business within a week. It's a rigged game, and you're not allowed to win. Why do you do that?
Vegas wasn't built on the winners.
No,
it was built by the mob.
Yeah, I have a story sort of related. I know a murderer.
yeah.
Like I one of my ex-coworkers is a murderer. He murdered his wife, and he had a bad gambling addiction. Like he was he's kind of useless as a person to begin with. But he would constantly, like during shift, go out to his car and do sports betting and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he'd disappear for hours at a time, and he'd be gambling nonstop. Oh. So I never understood, I was like, dude, you don't win. Why are you doing that?
It's the rush of maybe I win, maybe I don't. That dopamine hit, man.
Yeah, well, you might as well throw a walnut up in the air, and maybe it'll come down a gold bar one day. It's got just as good of odds. Well, I mean,
people at those one-armed bandits, they will sit and pee themselves and poo themselves in the seat because they don't want to get up. It's, a hot machine.
Oh, yeah, that's the lucky machine. That's the one that's going to make you a millionaire, and you're going to dump $1.5 million right back into it trying to make yourself a billionaire.
They're just sitting there with the adult diapers on, going on themselves, and they're tapping the screen, tapping the buttons.
What the fuck? Well, here's the deal. If I was in that state and I got up to go to the bathroom, and I came back and someone said at my machine and they won, I'd be like, well, that's the end. I'm going home right now. I mean,
they would tip the chair up on the machine, and then they said, well, if you see that, just pull the chair down. You can't hold a machine.
Yeah. I don't get people. That I guess there's just addicting personalities, as they say.
Well, I've got one of those, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But mine was in the booze region and not gambling, thank God, because now we've got Marshall Yards. There's another one up by Marion, Illinois, a new casino. There's there's a couple more out there. It seems like in Illinois, every gas station, every restaurant, bars, they all have slot machines in there.
You got to find a million ways to milk the poor population that barely can make ends meet is now gambling what little they have away. That's a sign of a failing society, in my opinion. That is when crime and gambling is the primary means of income and through majority of the state is failing.
Yeah, I still have a guy on the inside at the casino there in Metropolis. I need to ask him what was the turnover rate in customers like in the last 5 years.
That'd be a hard thing to count.
I know, but like, have you noticed more or less people? Because I think he works the night shift.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you can really gauge it. Because during the day, maybe there's 30, 40 people there max.
Yeah.
And night is when you see the big crowds come in.
I don't see how the casino stayed open all this time. Like,
It's underneath the Caesars umbrella.
mm-hmm.
And Caesars owns a lot of different name brand properties.
Yeah.
So there's money coming from one major source.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't profitable, they'd have shut it down by now.
Well, they did get rid of the boat, and that was a lot of money
Yeah.
just for upkeep. Them, what do you call them? Diving welder guys.
Mm-hmm.
Making $100 a minute.
Yes.
Down there.
Yeah. When I worked at the dam, there was a guy that did the underwater welding. He was like, "Man, I'm paid $1 a minute just sitting here. When I get in the water, it almost triples." It's like, God.
So he makes $3 a minute.
He makes about $5 a minute.
Ooh.
Yeah, he makes a lot. He made a lot of money, but as little as they welded when they're out there like underwater, it was like, hey, you strike it rich about once every 2 or 3 months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, it's like, yeah, I'd be like, yo, just call me when you got work like that. He did maintenance on the dam and lots of stuff, and did a bunch of other things in order to stay on as a worker. But I was like, this life ain't for me either way. So I do not want to climb into the poop water and weld the dam.
The dam life isn't for you.
No. I got instructed to do something extremely dangerous and stupid without a harness.
What?
And they punished me for refusing. So I was like, you know what? This is fine. I'll take my layoff. Go fuck yourself.
Okay, away from the hospital, I know we're deviating, but
Yeah.
what was the said job that they wanted you to do?
Okay.
Proper PPE.
Dam 53 was a wicket dam. I don't know. I'm going to give you the history of dams. Have you ever heard a story about a dam? Anyway, a wicket dam is the dam lays on the bottom of the river, and when the river rises, you go out and you lift the dam off the bottom of the river to block the water. It's a whole bunch of series of like huge wooden blocks that you lift up out of the water, and it slams itself into place due to the current, and that keeps the dam, that slows the water, basically. It becomes a dam, you lift it off the water. Well, this dam was built in like 1918 or something. So these wickets routinely rot and have to be replaced. And a part of the replacing of it is you lift up the dam, and then you go to the damaged part and you put it's a giant steel thing that blocks the water. And a part of the putting that giant steel thing into the water is you have to climb out onto it and slide the pieces of the steel between your legs. And you're standing on this I-beam that's probably about a foot wide.
Yeah.
And behind you is about a 15-foot drop into the river that is now a swirling ball of death because it's a dam, and it is literally the spillway of a dam. And before you is the front drop of the river, which is flowing over the top of that.
Right.
And they're like, go out there in the middle of that and catch the beams without a harness, without any means. Like, if I fall off, I'm fucking dead. And I was like, I'm not doing that. They're like, if you want this job, you'll go out there and do that. And that was Ron Kelly saying that. He was the lock master at 53. And I said, frankly, I don't give a fuck about the job. And I walked in there and started drinking water. I said, I'm done. I was like, I'm not doing that. I don't care how you feel about it. And I got laid off like 2 months later. They held me on to the paperwork. I was like, I'm good. And I knew enough to know that this dumb SOB is trying to instruct me to do something that will cost me my life. And this is a steam shovel sort of a crane that's doing it, and it jerks and it sort of sways. So this beam could hit me and knock me off backwards. It could club me and I go down into the front of it. Mm-hmm. Either way is a death sentence. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm good. Well, someone will get out there and do it for you then. I said, hot damn, suit up and get to it. And I went in there and got something to drink.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. I would do the same.
No, I knew enough. Same. I was like, no, this is not safe. This is just good old boy, make the new guy do something dangerous for shits and giggles. And I'm not going to be your punchline. I'm sure as hell not going to be the headline in the local newspaper for $15 an hour. So thank you. Fuck you. Goodbye.
Well, we do know somebody that fell off a barge.
Really?
And died, yes.
I don't remember who that is.
Well, I'll tell you off.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to speak ill
Yeah.
of the dead.
All right. But yeah, that shit is dangerous. The river is dangerous.
Yes, it is.
And when you got dumb SOBs trying to, rib somebody with something stupid, I'm not playing that game. I'm smart enough to know when something stupid's happening, and I'm not doing it.
Well, as far as risk factor goes, yes, that is a dangerous job and what they were asking you to do.
Yeah.
But back at security at the hospital, did anybody ever like pull a knife or any kind of weapon out on you? Or
Several times, yeah.
because that I would be more worried about that versus falling off a spillway.
I was more scared of the spillway. I'd rather deal with a hobo with a knife than, you cannot reason with the river. The river does not care what your argument is. You cannot outfight the river. It don't matter how strong you are. You are losing to that fucking river one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
A hobo, I can pop him in the teeth and make him not think so good real fast, and the knife ain't going to matter. I mean, it's a slim chance, but I can still do it.
You'll catch a few strays maybe, but for the most part.
Most importantly, I can go, dude, this isn't, you got two options now. You leave or the cops show up and they'll draw guns on you. You have to go. And usually that enough is like, okay, well, he's going to cuss at me, but he's going to leave. And that's usually what happened. Like I had one guy, he was homeless and he was loitering around on the second floor of the garage, which was where the staff enters and exit. And I saw him on camera and I was like, yo, there's a dude out there. He had a machete, like strapped to his leg, pacing back and forth in front of the employee door. And I was like, he's here to fucking get a nurse. So I called, Code Gray or whatever, or Code Black, I think, is armed. I get them mixed up. They stopped using the codes after a bit. I called that. Guys rushed out there, and like the whole team responded. I was at the desk at the time. And I was like, dude, he's out there. The machete, he's at the nurse entrance or employee entrance. He's either someone's ex-boyfriend looking to, cut off a piece of his ex or whatever. Or he's not right in the head. But either way, they went out there and started talking to him. And he's like, oh, no, he just didn't know the camera was there. He's looking for a place to loiter. And he left. And I was like, oh, shit. But yeah, stuff like that happened all the time. Homeless people carry their life on their back, and there's always a knife in there.
Or a machete.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a gun, and thankfully I never had a gun pulled on me.
We can conceal carry, we can open carry in Kentucky, in Paducah. And, I don't see it as much as I probably should. Because I think most people are concealing.
Yeah. A lot of people are. Like, I thought about open carrying when I'm on my bike. But I was like, oh, I don't want to drop it. My biggest fear is dropping it.
Or you fall in the ditch and then it discharges.
Yeah. Well, I've got a holster and I can strap it to my belt. And I've been an armed guard for years. I was in the military. I know how to carry a gun without, having to toy with it and act a fool with it, which is primary responsibility of most people, but they don't seem to get that part. Is, just because you got a gun doesn't make you John Wayne stupid. Keep your hands off it. But like I could do that, but again, it's like, man, when I'm biking, I don't want a bunch of crap strapped to me. Like I've already got the bear mace and the damn Buzzer 5 on me, or a Buzzer 2 or whatever. I'm like, I got enough gear. The bear mace will, convince any person that wants to mess with me that, spicy vision is not as fun as you think it is.
Right. Did they make you take mace to the face and any of your security? No,
I was trained with mace, but they made it optional to get sprayed, like at the hospital. And at Honeywell, they just like, we're not going to spray you in the face, so you can just roll on with it. Oh, shit, police on the scene.
Know what I mean?
Anyway, but no, I never had to get maced in the face, thankfully.
But you did in the military?
No, I didn't carry mace in the military. We did the damn, what do you call that, where they throw the canister in there and it's
like
tear gas?
Gas.
Yeah, we did that. We were the first flight to do that in basic, because before the Air Force was like, we don't do that. And they're like, good news.
We brought it back.
I was like, bad bad news.
For a limited time only.
Yeah, that is a horrible thing. Holy crap.
I've seen videos of people doing that. It looks miserable.
I had to take off my mask and say my social security number, and I got about 3 or 4 numbers in, and I was like, and that was all I could get out.
Good way to clean your sinuses out,
Oh,
I'm sure.
boy. I tasted, smelled, and it's horrible. It is a horrible experience.
But did you get to carry the mace in security? Anything at the hospital or a baton?
No.
Or did they let you beat on people?
They were introduced. Supposedly we were allowed to have mace, but I was never issued any. And then they were going to tasers.
Yeah.
And I never got issued any.
Oh.
And I was just using my hands the entire time.
Using these.
Yeah.
My mitts.
I used jujitsu and the old clubbers to beat the shit out of people when they got too handsy. But no, like I was like, I don't have any fucking gear. No one's trained me on anything. The training was go up on the floors and check the doors, and then you go do this. All right, I'm gonna go smoke. I had a very shitty trainer at the hospital. Dude was useless as tits on a boar hog, and he was like, he had been demoted like 2 or 3 times with how useless he was. He was originally the head of security, and he got demoted to a supervisor, and he was useless at that, and he got demoted to a guard.
Oh, good grief. Well, how if he was so useless, how did he get up the ladder in the first place?
I don't know, man. You learn at jobs that, the cream of the crop rises and the shit floats too sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was one of those situations. I didn't have a very high opinion. The one time, one of the times I was using force, the big guy and who punched the doctor, he was my number 2. And he stood out in the hall wide-eyed and terrified to even come in and handle the dude while I was on top of him, choking him the fuck out. And I was like, you going to get in there and help? He's got an extra hand. I don't know if he's got a knife. And he's just like, get in there. And he didn't come in and help. And I was like, this fucking guy.
He's like, no, you got this.
Yeah, he came in and touched his hand after I had choked him out. I was like, well, good job. You finally arrived at the fucking fight. Better late than never, I guess.
You're like a callus. You show up and the work's done.
Yeah.
Or a blister, I should
Yeah,
say.
you're a blister, and I'm ready to fucking pop you. But yeah, I did not have a very high opinion of that guy. He liked to smoke, and he liked to disappear when work would show up. And he was the one that led to me quitting, actually, because it was me and him on shift. We responded to a call of kids sleeping on a couch up on like the 4th floor. And it was after hours. It was about midnight. And it was a nurse's kids. And the hospital's not a babysitter. And the hospital during COVID is definitely not a fucking babysitter.
Oh, this was during the COVID thing. Okay.
So they're like, yo, there's some kids up there sleeping on the couch. It's after hours. Someone needs to figure out what's going on with them. So me and him went up there, and he was the senior officer because, again, he'd been there since the hospital was built and had bounced down every stair of rank since then. And he's like, hey, what are you kids doing here? And they're like, they didn't respond. They're kids. They started instantly packing up their gear and stuff. And he was like, who let you in? They didn't respond. And they just got in the hallway, and we escorted them out. And I was like, okay. So anyway, it got like a couple hours later. Well, no, it was less than an hour. It was like 15 minutes later. Some nurse is calling us up, cussing us out. Like, you threw my kids out of the hospital. Blah, blah, blah. They're 14 and 13. And I was like, I didn't throw anyone out. They left on their own accord. And of course, freaking Major Dad had popped smoke and disappeared. So I was left to deal with the fallout of this angry nurse cussing people out over her kids leaving. And then the dad shows up and was like, I'm going to kill you, blah, blah. I was like, well, number one, if you're the dad and you're at home, why are they not sleeping in their own beds? And there's an investigation, and they are like, he didn't throw them out. No one threw them out. They just left on their own accord. So it was like, all we were told was that there was kids asleep on a couch. The situation was there's kids asleep on a couch. The resolution is they got off the couch. That's the end of the investigation.
After being questioned about why are you here?
Yeah, but he disappeared and left me to deal with the fallout, and I was kind of hot about that.
That would be too.
And I went on vacation, and the whole time on vacation, I was like, I'm fucking done. I have the staff cussing me out. I have the visitors cussing me out. I have homeless people fighting me. This is the worst job I've ever had. Paid good, but it was one of the worst jobs I've ever had. It was nonstop hostility. There was nothing like, man, it's Guard Appreciation Day. Let's give him a back rub and a pizza. It was like, yeah, this guy's in the ER and he's pooped into a jar and he wants to throw it at somebody, and you're a great target. Come down here and have it. It was crap like that and nonstop.
But you did tell me there was a lady that would always treat you right in the cafeteria.
Oh yeah, man, the support staff was always on point with that, man. I got good food. Well, it was hospital food, but it was better hospital food.
No, didn't you say she'd like hook you up or whatever?
Oh yeah, I'd get like a free dessert or something like that. They were really nice to me. I liked them, but they knew like trouble was coming. I was like, I'm going to be the one that deals with it, and I hated it.
The back to the snacks.
Yeah.
I want to know more about the snack lady.
I don't know I don't remember that too well. I've only got horrible stories.
Well, let's turn it around. Let's be like, here's a positive. She'd give me, or did somebody else was talking when they worked in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of people, nurses would bring in food from home and be like, hey, I've got plenty of casserole, whatever.
Yeah, that was not me. That was our other friend who had the good position at the hospital.
Oh yeah.
The nurses would order like a whole bunch of sandwiches, and there'd be some left over here and there, and they'd be like, yeah, if you want one, go in there and get it. That'd be like once a month, maybe at best.
Oh, see, I was figuring there was a smorgasbord every night.
No.
And that y'all just picked out all the time.
No,
like,
I wish.
Who's got the round of sandwiches tonight?
No, I specifically go floor to floor hoping someone would take pity on me, and there would be no more porridge for this poor homeless orphan. Please, sir, may I have a bonbon? No. No, nothing like that. I had a couple of good times. Like, again, the support staff in the hospital was all right with me. But for the most part, no, it was just, I guess people thought I was horrible and mean, but it was like, man, you ain't looking at what we're dealing with like security is. I'm being made to haul corpses, and I was not supposed to touch a patient, let alone a fucking corpse.
Yeah. That's what I don't get. You're a transporter.
Yeah.
You're a, what do they call the people that move the bodies around? Is that still transporter?
I think so.
Or is it like a separate department that comes in like, well, this one's deceased, so
yeah.
let's
It's supposed to be medical staff that handles the patient from the moment they walk in the door till they go home. And that includes the body. But there's always some little nurse named Keely who can't lift a fucking corpse.
Poor Keely.
Poor Keely. 95 pounds soaking wet, and she gets the 400-pound morbidly obese patient that dies on her fucking table.
Like, where's the forklift at?
Yeah, that I wish I knew. No one ever told me. Again, my training was, you go check the doors, and I'm going to go smoke. Thanks. Fucking useless as a knot on a log. That guy. Yeah, there's no training.
Just check locked doors.
Yeah. He was more interested in making sure I went up and checked the doctor's doors and, here's how you restrain a patient. Here's how you use this. Here's how you do that.
Here's how to de-escalate a situation, which is more than likely what you're going to be dealing with.
There was not a bit of de-escalation training whatsoever. None. They just expected me to know how to talk a lunatic down off a methamphetamine rush or whatever.
Well, there is no talking that down.
No. They knew I knew how to do a little bit of judo and jiu-jitsu, and they're like, oh, he'll be fine. And I was like, what in the fuck?
Did anybody ever have to get the knockout juice? Like the sedation?
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of patient be good drugs administered on people flipping out.
Patient be good drugs?
Like, I had to hold the patient's arm just so they could inject them with that shit once or twice, and that was rough. I had to lay across their body so they couldn't use their other arm to punch upwards.
Yeah.
And I used both my hands on the arm that was getting shot. I basically put them in a Kimura lock with their arm behind their back, sort of. But I wasn't cranking on it. So they were restrained. They couldn't punch. They couldn't move their arm away. But also, it was like not the most comfortable situation.
Right.
And it was basically like, yo, stop moving. And they're going to give you a shot. It'll be fine. And it was almost always some crazy asshole man. And it was rough.
All the while your supervisor's out smoking.
Yeah, well, my supervisor went home.
Oh.
This was my coworker.
Oh.
This was just another guard. He had been demoted. Again, he had tumbled down from like the highest position and hit it every stair on the way down.
He climbed the corporate ladder, then quickly fell down it.
They realized he was fucking worthless, and again, I don't know if he's still there or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he ain't lingering around in the basement somewhere now. But yeah, no, my supervisor was actually somehow worse than that.
Oh Lord.
He would clock in, you'd see him for about an hour and a half, and he'd be like, I'm gonna go take a walk. And he'd take a walk, he'd walk 2 blocks over to his house and go to bed. And I would not see him till about 4 in the morning, where he'd finally come stumbling in with red eyes and be like, man, it's been a busy night, huh? And I was like, what the fuck do you know about it? You've not responded to a single call. There wasn't no calls, dude. There's blood on my uniform. What the fuck you mean there wasn't no calls? I have a patient's blood drying on me, and you did not. He was terrified of corpses. And technically, it was supposed to be him doing the corpse run. So he'd pop smoke and disappear. And I'd be the one doing it. And I hate it.
Wait, I think I know the guy.
He might have worked at the casino, yes.
I think I know that guy.
Yeah, he got fired almost after I quit because I left a rather scathing review of the entire job on my exit survey.
Oh.
And I reported him for everything, and I'm pretty sure he got fired for it. And I was so glad. I was like, if anyone needed to be fired, it was him. Besides the other guy.
Seemed like it just needed a house cleaning.
It did. I think it got a bit of one afterwards because there's a new supervisor on the shift I was. Another supervisor who wasn't bad. He was just, he wasn't inept, but he was, I don't know the word to even describe it. It's like he knows the rules, he follows the rules, but he has no awareness of the situation in which the rules apply to the situation.
Yeah.
He's not bad. He's not a bad guard. He's not a bad supervisor. But it's a bit like that kid that was homeschooled. He knows there's a joke, but he's not sure what it is. Sort of situation. So he was very, like, I don't know. He's ultra religious. And he's like, always like, oh, man, you can't be doing that stuff. They're going to get you in trouble if you do that stuff. It's like, brother, I took my mask off to scratch my face. It's not that big a deal. They're not going to lynch me over scratching my nose. Well, the mask got to stay on at all times. I'm like, I'm the only one in the atrium. There's no one in the hospital right now. Who am I protecting from my breath? If you weren't here bitching at me, I'd be completely alone. So why are you worried about this? Let it slide. Shut the fuck up and jog on.
The mask thing.
I hated it.
I hated that so much.
Most performative jerk-off thing in world history. I didn't do a thing. Your breath literally escapes around the sides of the mask, so you're not actually technically blocking your breath.
It goes through it.
Yeah. And it's like, it doesn't even block smoke particulates. How is it going to block, like, bacteria and viruses, which are even more microscopic than smoke particulates?
Yeah. There was that famous video of the guy that took a hit of a vape and then blew it through the mask.
Yeah.
You're like, well, guess what? That is a lot bigger than...
Doesn't work. The reason why those masks are so important in hospitals is because doctors wear them in surgery and stuff to keep themselves from spitting into an open wound. Yeah. It does do that. It blocks spittle and it blocks like stuff like that, shit falling out of your mouth and stuff going into your mouth. But breath and bacteria and no, it don't do shit.
I just got a funny mental picture of a doctor, a surgeon with a big old chaw in,
yeah.
big old Big old thing of grizzly wintergreen long cut, and he's just sitting there dribbling it down into the open.
Scalpel. Listen, kid, you're gonna be fine. Just let me spit out this skull real fast.
Ding.
Doctor, that's a spleen. It'll be fine. Fix him right up.
The spittoon.
Yeah. It blocks spit, but it don't block like breath. And
right.
So again, it was performative circle jerkery by the hospital and by CDC and all that stuff.
I wore a bandana. What good is that doing? But it was a cover.
Yeah.
And the liquor store owner really he didn't care.
No, it was 100%. It was theater. A lot of stuff that happened during COVID was theater. Like the 6 feet apart, that was theater. Like there's no evidence for that working whatsoever. The mask was all theater. Like you mean to tell me a virus is like 5.5 feet? I'm in you. 6 feet? That's too far. I'm good. And like, you know, washing your hands helps, but it's like you got to open the door afterwards.
Right.
No one's coming behind you scrubbing that doorknob every single time you leave the bathroom, bud. And no one's coming behind them and the person that came before you and scrubbing that doorknob. By the way, the cleaning staff leave at 6 p.m. and they don't hit that bathroom up until 4 a.m. the next morning. And guess what? People are pissing in that place around the clock. So it's all performative. You touching the doorknob, you're still touching and whatever the person touched beforehand.
Oh, I applied for housekeeping as well in the hospital.
Yeah.
I never heard anything back from that either.
That ain't a bad job, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing housekeeping, like cleaning the atrium and doing the hallways and stuff, that's it ain't the best gig. It don't pay very well, but it's like, man, you're literally just mopping floors.
It was making more than what I was currently making. So I was like, anything up is a step up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't want to get back into the EVS game.
No.
Because bloody sheets and...
Yeah, no. You cleaning up like surgical stuff, that's a horrible ass job. I'm good.
I did know somebody that did the utensils, the sterilization.
That's an even worse job.
See, I thought that would be okay.
Imagine being a dishwasher, but it's a hospital and you're washing nothing but surgical equipment. It's hot. It's humid. You are in a room in the basement for hours at a time.
Oh, I didn't know any of that.
You were stuck down there. There's no windows. There's lights, but it's the dishwashing equipment and the hum of fluorescent lights all night. Brrr. You get a headset, you're good. But other than that, you're just running shit through the machine all night.
My mom, when she worked at the hospital, she was down in the basement in a room with no windows, just answering phones all day.
That's not the basement.
That's not?
No, that's, well, I guess it depends. There might be a place down in the basement. I don't think there is. But it's like the dispatch, which I think she did, right?
Yeah.
That was around a corner, and it was actually on the first floor.
Oh, okay.
And they had their own little apartment in there. It wasn't a horrible job. I ended up having to get them like lunch every so often because they'd be like, I'm the only one here tonight. Can you get me lunch? I'd be like, sure, why not?
Well, I thought about doing that too. She's like, it was an easy job. Just answering the phones and directing people to, okay, Dr. So-and-so here's his extension. Bloop. There you go.
That's all you did.
That doesn't sound bad to me. But I don't talk well on the phone anyway.
You got a TV in there. I think largely you can do what you want as long as there ain't a call. But
I tried doing that call center job. I can't remember what the name of the place in Paducah was, but I didn't even last after lunch.
I don't blame you.
That's when I came back in, turned my badge in, and said, "I'm I'm going home. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this." That call center crap, that is horrible.
No. Any of those jobs where you're just constantly making calls and talking, I don't think I could do. Like, I need my quiet time. I'm an introvert. Again, I'd disappear on a job and be Be like, I can't take no more. I'm just gonna go take a walk and be alone. So a job where it's like you have to talk to people every 5 minutes, I'd be like, I'm fucking burnt out. I'm good.
Well, they wanted the casino employees to be upbeat and positive, and they drilled that into your brain every day.
Yeah.
Upbeat and positive, upbeat and positive. And then you gotta do this thing where you gotta go talk to somebody, and you gotta hit on 4 or 5 key issues of like promoting a product or including this in your conversation. And they would have a supervisor come up behind you and be like, okay, we got to go talk to somebody. And I was like, oh, and then they would grade you on how you did performance wise on this scripted conversation that I just let it be natural, man. And sometimes they'd sneak up on you and they'd be like, well, you missed this and you didn't hit that key point. I'm like, I've been talking to this person for 3 hours now. He's been sitting at the bar. I'm not going to automatically just turn on the little script.
By the way, would you like to lose your life savings? You can over at that machine.
Yeah. Although I would tell everybody, the Wheel of Fortune machine, that's the one to go to.
Oh.
And a dude, he said, okay. And he came back like an hour or two later and threw a $20 bill down. He's like, I hit pretty good on them Wheel of Fortunes.
Told you.
Said, that's what I'm talking about.
You bet $400 and came back with 3. That's a good day.
Oh, yeah.
You're ahead. Not really, but okay. No, I couldn't do that either. I'd be like, listen, I'm here to clean up shit. I'm not your fucking company's cheerleader, bud. Pay someone to do that.
Tell you what, though, it was fun at times. And I'm sure, like you said, the hospital, you had your fun too. And you had your downtime with the night nurses and doctors and everybody just kind of.
Night shift nurses is the best. Nah, there's all right. There's a lot of people I was like, look forward to see them on their shift and talk to them. And yeah, there's a bit.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot going on at night. So everybody's kind of letting their guard down a little bit, a little more relaxed.
Yeah. There was a game I like to play if there's someone on shift that like I like to mess with. I'd go up there and just stand there and look at them at their little nurse station and be like, quiet night, huh? And they're like, would you fuck off? You just doomed. So I'd be like, I know, see you in a bit. Walk off. Sure is quiet. I hope old man Jenkins down the hall don't start howling like a dog and fighting everybody. Guarantee it's going to happen. But yeah, stuff like that. That was kind of fun. But yeah, there's a lot of suffering in the hospital, and I hated that. But like, again, good nights is like, man, if I was outside, which is the outside patrol, I was like, ooh, this is the creme de la creme of shifts right now. Because I have 12 hours in a vehicle, and I can do anything I want, and I only have to respond to emergency calls. I'm not inside doing all the asinine shit. I'm only going to come in to inventory property of patients, and if there's a fight. The rest of the time, I'm just patrolling, making sure no one's robbing cars outside. And that was awesome. Because about 3 a.m., they're like, you got to go check the satellite facilities, which is off campus, which is like, there's like the X-ray center downtown, and then there's a freaking, the physical therapy area. And I was like, oh, I get to drive around Paducah for an hour and a half now. And I go do that. And I was like, oh, this is so relaxing.
Stop in a 24-hour drive-through, grab you something to eat.
Yeah, I'd stop at like the gas station and get some candy bars and stuff like that. And I also had to refill the vehicle for gas.
Oh, well, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome.
You had to be there.
And then like, also I get calls for like emergency medicine runs. Like if they didn't have a specific prescription, they'd send me to Lourdes to go pick it up, and vice versa. Lourdes would be like, hey, we need this and we're out of it, and this patient needs it now. I'd be the one to be like, yo, give it to me. I'll go drive it over there. And that was a lot of fun too. That was like, oh, I get to go to another hospital where things aren't my problem for a little bit. I'd walk in and be like, look at all this, not my fucking problem right here. Here's your medicine. See you later. And I could just get to drive around. And that was awesome. There's little points like that, or like the nights where it'd be like, oh, it is Like, there's every once in a while there'd be a great night where the weather was perfect and no one wanted to be in the hospital, I guess. And it was just like, man, I'm gonna hang out outside. I'd go sit out on like there's a little walkway area between the garage and the hospital, and the breeze would come through there, and it was so nice. I just stand there and be like, well, I'm technically in the hospital, ready to return to calls, but I'm not near anybody's, and the wind's blowing. It's a full moon. It's nice. There's points like that, and then there's 4th of July where everyone decides to come watch the fireworks on top of the garage of the hospital, and they have their kids sitting on the wall 6 stories up, and I'm like, get your effing little rodent down from that wall. If they fall forward, they're fucking dead. It's a 6-story fall. For real, get your kid off the wall. You're rude. You're stupid. You're endangering your kid's life to see some effing fireworks, dude.
That you can actually watch from the Brookport riverfront.
Yeah.
If you can look through the Brookport Bridge,
Yeah.
you just turn left and, oh, there's the fireworks.
Yeah, there's a lot more safe places than the top of the hospital. And that was another thing. If I did not have that duty, I was on top of the roof of the hospital where no one's allowed to go, and I could see everything, like the entire city, like fireworks popping off. Me and the maintenance guys would go up there and be like, this is kind of awesome. And I had my radio and my phone on me, so I was like, if there's a emergency, I can get back to it. But right now
Were you up where the helipad was?
yeah, I had to, oh my God, I was above that. I was at the top of the hospital. Helipad's on top of the ER. And I did have to do life alert and life flights all the time. Like, I had to meet the helicopter coming and going.
Well, there's the job right there. I hear they get paid pretty good.
They make bank, but you got to realize that helicopter is nothing but a flying go-kart. It has all the sitting arrangement of a go-kart. Yep. One of my, I guess it wasn't the first. It was like 3rd or 4th. Is that they had the life flight a morbidly obese woman out of like the hospital to this other hospital. I forget where it is. I think it's down in Tennessee. But either way, they were life flying her, and they could not get her into the helicopter because, again, it's a flying golf cart, and they need a bus for this woman.
Yeah.
So they're like pushing, trying to get her into the helicopter. I'm standing there watching, and I look up, and I'm like, her fucking foot's on the front window of the helicopter. Like, her legs are wrapped around the pilot seat with how big she is. I'm like, hey, her feet are caught in the thing. I don't think she's going to go in. And they look, they're like, holy crap, you're right. And like,
she was essentially wearing the helicopter.
Yeah, like it was cartoonish. Like if they had opened the windows, her arms and legs would have spilled out on either side. So I was like, I do not envy this staff. There's 4 of them, and they're about to fly with a woman as big as a bus through the air. And I'm like, holy crap! How are you going to do this?
I wouldn't.
No.
I mean, if you're flying commercially, they make you sit in certain areas to even the plane out.
Mm-hmm.
But if she shifted over mid-flight, that sucker's coming down.
Like one fart and she's filling the cabin with methane.
It just explodes.
And like, they struggled to get her in there, and she's unconscious, thankfully. And I'm like, I can't be a part of pushing her in there because God help me if I hurt her and break her arm or something like that.
Yeah.
Trying to push this land cow into the flying machine. And I'm like, and then you get like the children's helicopter would come in from St. Jude's, and it's like 3 times the size of the adult helicopter.
Really?
Yeah, like you could fit an entire small football team in there. And I'm like, why do they have this for the baby?
Oh, I'm assuming for the parents.
Yeah.
To fly with them, so they need a little more room for that.
I'm not sure, because I never saw a parent go with them.
Really?
Yeah, it was always like the parents would arrive by car, and the helicopter would arrive with the infant and like the children, or the nurses and stuff. But I'd have to go up there for that too, and I'm like, this is completely back ass work.
Yeah.
You need the big helicopter for the people, the adults, and you should use the little helicopter for the kids. But I don't know, man. I had a lot of infant and children come into the hospital. And that was pretty rough, but it wasn't nearly as bad as adults. A baby isn't going to fight you, thankfully.
Well, you'd be surprised these days, kids these days, let me tell you.
Yeah, that was like the two patients I knew I wasn't going to have any issues with is a newborn baby and a corpse. So I was like, well, at least I'm not fighting these two. All the others it's a gamble. You never know when someone's just going to act a fool.
I mean, you could have fought the corpse, but it wouldn't have done any good.
No, I just hurt my hands. They ain't gonna react. I mean,
I'm just sorry, guys. I'm just getting some training in
yeah.
using them as a punching bag down there.
I didn't give you permission to die. Get back here, fight me.
Actually, that'd be a good jujitsu practice dummy.
Oh, I don't even want to think of that.
Sitting there popping and cracking.
Oh no, I don't want to think of that. Let's think of something else. I don't like that.
on a lighter topic.
I don't like that at all. Listen, Alex Jones is gonna fight this corpse right now. No, there's way too much too much death. I don't like it. I did not like the hospital. Like I had to escort newborn babies because the two most valuable things in a hospital is a corpse and a baby. Believe it or not, babies because they can get sold and organs from the corpse can get sold. Like people will fucking steal the corpse in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
people will steal a baby in a heartbeat. And like I had to escort both from the infant from the birthing place to the room, and then the corpse from the room to the morgue. And I was like, ugh. The infants I always liked because it was a happy occasion. It was like, I know no one's gonna be mad. This is great.
my mom always wanted to work on the baby floor.
Yeah, everybody wants to work on the baby.
What is that? NICU?
Yeah, NICU. That's it. I had to go up there and patrol every night. It wasn't bad because everyone was in a good mood usually. Sometimes. Other times it's like, this baby won't go to sleep. It's like, oh, it's a baby. It's new to the world. I mean, it don't know the rules. Let it stay up. It's fine.
Yeah, when I stay up all night crying hysterically, I get in trouble.
When I crap my pants and cry real loud, everything's a weirdo. When you do it, everyone goes, oh, he's cute.
Oh, you just a baby.
Sweet little guy. And that's how I plan to go out in the world, exactly like I came in, naked, screaming, covered in someone else's blood, and shitting myself. That's exactly how I plan on exiting.
Oh, you got me choked up. Oh,
that's how I will die. I just had a revelation. That's exactly why most of the old people in the hospital strip butt naked. They never know when they're going to go. And that's how they plan to go out. They're like, fuck it, I might be dying right now. I'm going to strip butt naked and fight somebody. That explains it. Why didn't I think of that before? That's genius. I'm so sorry, all those people. I was like, why is he doing this? I now know, because that's exactly what I'm going to do when I'm in that situation.
Like, hold on, let me get my pants off real quick. Hold on.
Listen.
You listen here, Sonny.
They told me I've got 2 hours to live. I'm going to strip butt naked and start biting people. This is how I plan on going out.
Going out with a bang.
Valhalla awaits, motherfucker. Also, I'm going to piss on everything inside.
Well, Valhalla, you would have to die in combat, right?
Yeah, well, you're fighting a guard.
Yeah, exactly. You go bite a guard, that's...
I am so sorry, all you old people, that I was like, why are you doing this? I now know why you're doing this.
To get into Valhalla, you have to fight.
Yeah, the Valkyries await. Time to get naked. Throw a punch. I'm going to do that. I've determined if I get old, well, I'm going to get old. Because when I get old, and if I'm like still alive and they're like, yeah, it's your time, you're going to die, I'm going to be like, well, let me up. I'm going to have to fight somebody.
Berserker mode.
Yeah, the pants are coming off. The underwear is getting thrown on the door, and I'm throwing my shirt in the hallway, and I'm going to start screaming incoherently and swinging on everyone inside.
I think this is a clip right here.
Good. I'm going to start windmilling right in front of everybody. They're just going to be like, well, this old man is ready to go. He's going to fight everyone in sight. And I'm just going to keep fighting until I die.
Like nursing homes, man.
They're horrible.
They make me uncomfortable still to this day. And I've just
You worked in one, didn't you?
I didn't work in a nursing home.
Mhm.
It was an assisted living home, so everybody
Oh.
still had their faculties about them, but they just needed a little extra help. They needed, they couldn't cook for themselves, so they got 3 meals a day, and,
They got the deal.
somebody to come around with their medicine scheduled when it was supposed to be, and they didn't have to do anything other than just exist.
That's not. If there was a bit more like variation there, I'd be like, yo, sign me right up. I want to go. That sounds awesome.
They just sit and watch TV all day. Some of them were coherent enough and still had a car.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lady stayed with her husband that needed the help.
Yeah.
And she'd go out and she'd go toy around Paducah, come back.
See, that would be if they had like a pool that I could go like swim in,
Yeah.
and had like a little weight room where I could go in there and lift weights a bit, and like I could have the internet and play on computer a bit and play video games. I'd be like, that sounds like fucking paradise, man. You don't give me a bidet and you ain't even got to wipe my butt. I'll just rinse off, man. You can just be like, hey, it's time for your bath. All right. Scrub me down. And if I start feeling ill, I'm going to fight you to death.
The windmill, here it comes.
I'm naked and may throw a punch at any moment. Welcome. Welcome to Thunderdome, nurse, whatever.
Brian, it's time for lunch. Oh, my God, you're naked.
It's time to feast on the souls of the damned in hell. So welcome to Thunderdome. Start punching.
I just imagine you looking like that. What is it, Kratos from God of War? but 80 years old.
Wrinkly, pruny, Zeus. Start slamming people's heads in the door and be like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you like this? I don't know when I'm gonna die."
Facing your own mortality. Everybody that says that they've taken like a LSD or some sort of psychedelic mushroom, like after their intense trip, they no longer have that like fear of death.
That's weird.
Because apparently some of these trips, whether it's DMT or like I said, mushrooms or LSD, like you open some part of your brain that you think, well, we're part of something bigger. I know what's on the other side. I've talked to the entities. So I've got nothing to worry about. I know where I'm going. Everything is going to be okay. Like a lot of people talk about their trip experience. I've felt inner peace, and I felt connected to everything, and I felt love, just all crammed into one. So I no longer have a fear of death.
I don't know, man.
Not everybody, but
I think you're just high.
That is true, but it's altering your brain in such a way that I think that maybe there is something to it. I don't know, because waking consciousness, we can't experience what's going on in the drug world. And then once they do that, they always kind of religiously they tie both of that together.
Well, like if you like, there's a lot, like again in the hospital, like when someone was getting ready to die, they would have a sudden moment of clarity, even if they had autism, Alzheimer's, and dementia. They have that moment where their brain just clears up and they suddenly can remember things
just enough to say goodbye.
Yeah,
and then boom.
Yep, and that is a kind of a weird thing to experience and see. Like, we're at the 2-hour mark, but I'm going to tell this story. We'll go 2 hours and 30 minutes if you make me mad. Nah, but
he's swinging his arms now, and the pants are coming off. Oh God!
Want to fight about it? I'll strip down right now. No, but one of the stories. This is a sad story. It was one of the reasons why I quit. Like, it was one of the turning points. Is like I went up to like the 3rd or 4th floor to help a patient off the floor. He was an old man. He fell out of bed onto the floor. And like me and the other guy, whose name was David, was helping him up off the floor. I had his upper half and David had his lower half. And I got him set down on the bed and I'm basically cradling him in my arms like that. And he's like, I'm tired. And he had was apparently not coherent for a while. Like, they're like, man, he's got dementia, And he's like, I'm tired. I said, okay, well, I'll get you in bed and you can lay down and go to sleep. He's like, yeah, okay. He's like, well, I'm going to go to sleep. And before his head hit the fucking pillow, he was dead. He coated right there in my arms as I was laying him down, this old man. And it was a pretty shocking moment. And like, again, it was one of the moments I'm like, I'm done. There's too much death. I'm done. But I went out, they brought the crash team in, the crash cart in, everyone ran in there. They couldn't revive him. He was dead. Again, he died before he hit the damn pillow in my arms. And I was like that moment of just like, I'm tired. I'm going to, but that was his last words to a complete fucking stranger. And I'm like, I do not want that for me. That is it wasn't meaningless, but it did not have any sort of like relevance to anything. That was being his last words. And that was like, that is a heavy thing to hear. The last breath of a person coming out was just him telling my random ass security guard, didn't know him from Adam, I'm tired. That was it. And that was heavy. And it's still pretty heavy. I had to talk to the VA about that one for a bit. And I was like, that is a completely meaningless phrase of someone's last dying breath. And I had to hear it. And I do not want to hear that ever again. But that was one of the reasons why I was like, I'm done with this job. I'm leaving. I'm quitting. I don't give a shit how much it pays. I'm done.
And I'm sure you've heard your fair share of people going out screaming.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one guy that was in the halls. He was in LTech, he was dying. And he just groaned all night. Help! And I was like, yo, he's crying for help. You gonna go help him? It was like, he does this all night, every night. There ain't no helping him. There's no saving him. He's on his way out. We can't do nothing. I'm like, you're going to sit here and listen to that man say help until he fucking dies? That's heavy. And I didn't like it. There's some heavy things in the hospital I did not like.
Yep.
It is hard to make a joke about that, but man, it is.
Sometimes we got to touch on the heavy subjects, man.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. I don't have any veteran horror stories or like combat stories of glory. All I've got is like old man dies. A woman has miscarriage because they tried to ventilate her while she was awake, sort of shit. And that sort of stuff is like, that's too deep and too hard, and I don't want to think about it. I don't like remembering it, but it is what it is, man. So it's 2 hours. And that's all I have to say about that.
I was getting ready to say, well, we can shift gears into that clown car crash that you were telling me about.
What? I don't remember.
No, I'm kidding.
I was going to say, I don't remember that, man. That would have been funny as hell.
That clown car came in and like 50 of them came piling out. Like it all had whiplash.
Yeah, they were all piled up in the same car and they had a wreck. And we're like, why didn't you honk? And all of them squeezed their nose at the same time.
There you go. We ended it on a lighter note.
Yeah, well, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed Hospital Horror Stories. Probably talk about it again because, again, I barely skimmed the surface of the shit I've seen. And
I can only imagine there's a lot more.
Again, I said it on the other episode. It was like I was never called to the beautiful supermodel who had breast augmentation and was just mad as hell, wanted to fight a security guard with the new puppies in. Never had that happen. But thanks for listening. We appreciate you coming in. Please feel free to subscribe. We're on YouTube too. And please subscribe to our Spotify. It helped me so much because it's like I want us to have people subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please. Will you let the boy sleep in your bed? All right. Thanks for listening. See you later.
Bye.
Oh, okay.
The Brookport best friends from Brookport, Illinois. I'm gonna talk about some stuff and make a lot of noise. We may be funny, we may be rude, but we got the right attitude. Gonna talk about a lot of crap. Hope we make you laugh and clap. Brookport best friends.